In Oblivion Remastered, there's a lot of different and effective ways to build your character. Although because of Oblivion's level scaling system, sometimes leveling up can have diminishing returns. If you continue to level up incorrectly for too long, you may find certain enemies too strong at certain points in the game. In this character building guide, I'm going to show you how to build the ultimate Battle Mage, or as I like to refer to it, a Retaliation Mage. I'm currently level 30 playing on Adept difficulty, and because of my stats, my spell absorption and reflection and my damage reflection, it's almost impossible to damage me. And because of my high defense and damage reflection, basically every enemy dies just from attacking me. I don't even really have to do anything. Adept difficulty has become too easy for this build. I'll have to put it up for expert, and this build is totally viable for expert and master difficulties. Like and subscribe for more tutorials and other fun videos. Let's get into how to build the best battle mage. As the name Combat Mage implies, this character is a mix of combat and magic skills. Starting off with the race, you want to start as a Breton. Bretons start with 50 points of extra magicka, which is very important for this build. They also start with high intelligence and high willpower, but lower endurance and lower strength. For your birth sign, you want to start with the Mage. This will give you another 50 bonus points to magicka. This means from the very beginning at level 1, we'll have an extra 100 magicka we can use throughout the entirety of the game. This makes the Breton one of the most overpowered races in Oblivion. Next, you want to build your own custom class that specializes in magic, and I made my bonus attributes willpower and endurance. This is to bolster your starting magicka pool and give you a little more survivability in the beginning. Now, moving on to skills, I have 3 combat skills and 4 magic skills. For your first skill, you can either choose blade or blunt. Either is basically interchangeable. It really just depends on your preference, whether you like hammers and axes or you like swords like me. Also, I know it's pronounced swords. I was trying to make a joke, but I don't understand humor. The next skill you want to choose is block, which is a very important skill but may seem a bit ambiguous at first. Block is a very difficult skill to increase and is quite an investment. That was very difficult for me to say. Because block is so difficult to get up, I suggest making it a major skill. Block will reduce the damage you take tenfold, and when you have all the retaliation aspects in play, it basically makes you invincible. You want to try and get your block up as early as possible so the fatigue damage you take while getting hit is minimal. Although as you can see with my own skills, it's obviously lagging behind quite a lot. The next skill you want to pick is heavy armor. I prefer heavy armor over light armor despite being able to max your defense with either, although heavy armor will give you a consistently high defense stat without using spells, and it works in line with raising your endurance. Light armor works off your agility stat, which we won't raise until much later in the game. The next skill you want to pick is alteration. This is for utility and raising your magic and physical defense. You want to scour all the mages guild to find all the merchants that sell the open locks spell. The higher your alteration, the harder locks you'll be able to open without lockpicking. It also allows you to use spells to raise your maximum carrying capacity. Most importantly though, it has spells that will raise your physical and magical defense. Eventually you'll be able to cast spells that raise your maximum defense by 100%. The next skill is conjuration, which allows you to summon creatures. This skill is just awesome, fun, easy to level up, and pretty overpowered. You'll want to pick destruction magic, which will give you an alternative option rather than just using blade. Destruction magic also has a lot of fun AoE spells that will blow everything up. And the final skill you want is restoration, which is obviously for healing but has a lot of utility as well. Restoration can cure poison, but it can also cure disease, which becomes immensely useful. And restoration combined with high magicka means you can just heal yourself as much as you want to. Moving on to minor skills, there's a couple things you'll want to prioritize throughout your playthrough. Armor is good because it'll be a constant boost to your levels through minor skills. And once you reach expert level, you'll be able to repair your equipment to 125%. This will increase your equipment's maximum defense and damage. Athletics is somewhat important because it'll increase your movement speed and how much fatigue you lose while sprinting. However, athletics will naturally get up the further you travel throughout the game, so athletics will level faster the less you fast travel. And acrobatics will pretty much level up in the exact same way as athletics. Mysticism is also probably a very important skill to get up, but I completely ignored it. It'll give you spells to absorb and reflect magic, so mysticism is really useful if you can't supplement supplement those spells with gear. If you consistently pick up and sell gear throughout the game, your mercantile will also naturally get to 100. Now let's move on to how you should level up your attributes throughout the game. On my character I have strength, intelligence, willpower and endurance all at 100, and then they're fortified above 100 with the gear I have equipped. Starting as a Breton, at the beginning of the game you'll have high intelligence and willpower. For the first 5 levels you should prioritize endurance and strength, and then sprinkle the extra 2 points you have on willpower. After 5 levels your strength should be around 60-65, which is good enough for now. After level 5 start putting 4 points in endurance, then 4 points in willpower and 4 points in intelligence. Once your endurance, willpower and intelligence is all around 90, start putting points back into strength, and then spend the extra points on intelligence, willpower or endurance, maxing out one at a time. So your intelligence, willpower and endurance should all hit max around the same time, and then your strength. Then you want to start putting your extra points into speed and agility. Agility affects how quickly you restore fatigue, so that becomes quite important. And by level 30 your stats should look similar to mine, which makes the level scaling challenge really easy. Moving on quickly to my gear, this is another reason why my character is very overpowered. My Amulet of Axes will reflect 33% of damage back on the user. All of my armor is Daedric except for my helmet, and is either fortified with strength or feather. My helmet fortifies agility and endurance, and you can get this helmet through the Fighters Guild questline. My Ring of Protection fortifies every stat I have by 10, or attribute to be more precise, and the most important item is my Mundane Ring, which will reflect spell on self by 35% and give me 50% magic resistance. If you happen to find no good items throughout your playthrough, you can supplement these skills with mysticism magic. Here in the Imperial City I'll show you my character in action and how impossible he is to kill. Be sure to watch my video attached to the end screen or in the link in the description. It's a fun video where I try to get my bounty so high that I spend 1,000,000 days in jail and lose every skill. It's very entertaining and a very different energy to this video. Like and subscribe for more tutorials and other challenge videos in the future. I hope this video helped you out. Thank you so much for watching.
Just warming. Man down! Man down! Let's get this over. Getting tired. For me.